Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, we're a tiny wee bit late, sorry about that. We are flying towards a massive midweek deadline, and I thought let's just fire up the ship, let's just get ourselves up and live and have a look at all the stuff we're all probably doing right now before this midweek. Thanks for everyone that's joining us, and that's looking at predicted lineups, getting teams locked in, as well as looking at prize pools, leaderboards, divisions, promotions, relegations, all the aftermath of the weekend before. Later tonight we'll be back for some reward openings, some box openings, and all that good stuff, because obviously in this new situation we're in, we don't have Play Sharper to lean on, we don't have that one source to just go to, click through a few times, and be able to see all the predicted lineups for the weekend, just as I get the little pop-out chat sorted. See, they're right in front of me. Thanks to everyone that's joining us. Fist bumps on arrival. If you're watching this after we've been live, thanks again for your support. Make sure to hit the like button. Get involved in the comment section, live stream. What division you targeting? Do you have lineups going out? And yeah, just how was the weekend and all that good stuff in between. And the reason we're flipping this one on, there's some comments and fist bumps coming in rapid already saying, oh, because the Celtic are playing. It's not just that, guys, but like legit. My whole gallery is playing this weekend. I'm not gonna, let's hide this a second, right? What I want to show you, right, is my training lineups first, right? And we'll get into some of the bits and pieces and we'll try and get some predicted lineups together, right? But these are my training lineups. These are the best players I have that aren't in teams. So I have like legit, my full gallery is playing this midweek. So lots of big decisions to be made with cap modes, all-stars, we've got double entry there. Do we maybe lean into a bit of that? Under 23s, as well as, you know, challenge, contenders and champions and all that good stuff in between. So yeah, we have a lineup build theme to it a little bit as well, because I'll be messing about with some stuff, but also we'll be looking at predicted lineups, we'll be looking at divisions and all the rest of it. Fist bumps to everyone on arrival. If you have any requests of any intel I might have or be able to find that you'd need, throw it into the live chat. We'll try and do a wee bit more ad hoc request based stuff here as well. But I think what I'm going to do first and foremost is I'm going to have a wee quick scan through the matchups tab that we normally see on Sorare data with Harry Boy when he's joining us. I sent some last minute messages out to some of the community friends of the channel and all that good stuff, just like, hey, I'm going to go live if you fancy it. I know you're probably picking teams anyway, and yeah, no one else is here, so you can work that one out for yourself perhaps. But we'll look at the matchups tab. Let's look at, you know, is it game week? Yeah, and games, impact, matchups. There we go. And then we want it to be this one, don't we? Awesome. Okay, cool. Now, the thing I found about the thing I found quite striking about this week is the champion region is actually pretty damn busy. So we've got full Spain. We also have Man City playing Tottenham tonight. And do we have anything else? We've got Chelsea, Brighton. Maybe that's a Wednesday or Thursday night. We've got Newcastle, Man United. And yeah, that's it. So there's a little touch of Prem in here. No Italy, no Germany, no France. So Spain, with a little bit of Prem, wild card element in here. And then in contenders, or challengers, I beg your pardon, we've got all of MLS, I think, don't we? As well as a bit of Denmark, a little bit of Championship. I think the Championship is like playoffs at the moment. Who are the teams playing each other? Leeds, Norwich, yeah, it'll be playoffs. And then it's the business end, of course, of the Danish Superliga. So a really busy challenger section. And in contenders, we've also got a full SPFL slate. We've got a bit of China action. I see Basel there, so there's a wee bit of Swiss on the go as well. Uruguay Reds, a wee bit of J-League in here. Oh, I think it's actually a full J-League slate we have as well also. And then, yeah, it's a little bit of, yeah, like Mexico. And anything else kind of hiding down here? I thought there was something else a little bit peculiar, but no. I think that's the size of it. So, like, it is full guns blazing this game week. I can see lots of you guys. Fist bumps to all of you on arrival. MU player clips first in here. SR Monkey, great to see you. Scott Marshall, Charlie Dunbar, Rascal Masaki, Shrew, 1886, 93 Acres, Hatlegin, Nemesis, Ian McMillan, Jack Doyle, Patrick C, Palmera, good to see you, Johnny TH, Michael Cairns, my man, David Richards, Sam Oglesby, Mikey Baston, Sam D, and Sorare Joe. Fist bump to you all. Thanks for catching us. Now, I was tempted to maybe do this a little bit earlier in the UK morning, as it were, but if you've been on Twitter and stuff like that this morning, you'll know that, especially for the Spanish stuff, we're starting to get some intel kind of about now. From press conferences, we've got Celtic training pictures as well to inform some of our decisions, as well as a few other little nuggets. If you guys are catching anything out there, Sorare know you're here still. You know, they watch all the content, obviously, because they love the channel. And they know if you're here. And if you've not hit the like button, or if you're sitting on some sneaky intel you're not sharing with us. So get into the live chat. The only two teams supporters who want City to win today are City fans and Spurs fans. The rest of the world want Spurs to win. Bizarre situation, Hat Legend. As a Villa fan, I want City to win, says Rascal Masaki. In the Villa Tottenham game, the City Tottenham game is definitely the one that's getting all the attention, isn't it? In the game week build up, just for all the implications of the match with the title race and everything else. So yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting one to watch. But there have been 6 Prem teams here, 3 winners, obviously. I think the Prem, if you have Prem stacks, Prem cards, like that's where they're going to get played this week, isn't it? It should be a little bit closer to shooting fish in a barrel. 2 games in France, PSG away to Nice and Marseille away to Reims. Good spot, Charlie Dunbar. Just didn't see that at all. I think PSG away to Nice isn't an easy game, so it's probably quite low down. And then, there's Marseille Reims. I just missed that altogether. So yeah, a little bit of France in there as well. Up the SPFL, lend me your training teams for a week, MU player clips. I don't know if you would want, I suppose, if Tierney, I might bring Tierney into the team now, because I don't know if you watched Sociedad last night, but Tierney came off the bench and looked the part again against Barcelona. Great shift in from the wee man. He looks fit and available, getting Euro ready. Yavi Galan is injured, and it was like 4th choice left back that started the game. So KT on an L15 of 37 could be useful here. But yeah, Kang In, Lee, Depay, I don't think these guys are starting. So I don't know if you would want to use any of these guys as a team actually this game week, but I appreciate the sentiment. Thanks very much for the compliment. And Palmeiras here, any ideas if Ali-ish starts in the midweek? So we'll talk about some La Liga, because that's pretty much my main knowledge base these days, really, is what it feels like. I want City to win, can't stand Arsenal, says Charlie Dunbar. Hands up, who's gunning for the J-League special? Rascal Masaki, again, full J-League slate. So there's so many options and so many things going on this midweek. Just double checking some of the comments just to make sure I'm not missing out on anything. But yeah, good to see you all. Need to see Hearts, predicted lineups, and Hibs. Yeah, so I think these types of things will be maybe found on. So now Sorare Data. I did ask our representative of Sorare Data to maybe join us and walk us through this, but sadly, we got pineappled. So, so let's see. Now, we've been told that this should be pretty good at the 11th hour. We are at the 11th hour, so this should be made up of pretty good projectors recommendations on the game as well. So we've got Wallacott on 100% on to play this, which is brilliant. And then, is there any doubt, Slayer? Levitt's on a 63, Venti on an 88. And I say, as far as Sorare Data goes, this is his best intel they're going to give us. And I think they're going to have at their disposal. And I think these teams look pretty much the way I would have thought they would go, as being a guy who's like really at arm's length from certainly both of these teams. But I have the goalkeeper in Wallacott. I have Lennon Miller in my gallery, so I am familiar with the teams as such. So yeah, there's those guys. And Hearts are playing St Mirren. And Hearts kind of aren't really playing for anything, but did quite well at the weekend. With Blummin Alan Forrest, or whatever his name is, Other Forrest. I'm sure it's Alan, isn't it? Dropping in a big 78. We've got Gordon here, 100% on to play this one. And someone was asking about Gordon in the members chat, I think. Now, Naismith actually had some really interesting quotes. So let's see, Naismith, Craig, Gordon. So he said some really interesting quotes the other day. That he said he wasn't going to tell us before the last game. Yeah, this is all old news. Naismith, that's May, isn't it? That's not, yeah. So I'm not too sure where the thing is I'm referencing. I thought it would have been much easier to find. 16th of April. Yeah, I suppose a couple of days ago for the weekend game where Craig Gordon came back in. So I was hoping we would have been able to find it quite easy, because it was only a few days ago. Let's try Naismith Gordon. If I put Craig Gordon in there, I don't know if that. Yeah. If any of you find it, drop it in the live chat. I'll click on the rest of the SPFL. So we've got St Johnstone, Ross County. If any of you wanted to see what the masses are going to tell us is coming in here. Laidlaw's back. Carey's on an A rated. That looks not too bad. Aberdeen Livy, but Aberdeen smashed at the weekend, beat Hibs 4-0, and they're at home to dead and buried Livingston. So this could be like a mad Aberdeen game week. Really could. A lot of triple A's and double A's all around this. Leighton Clarkson scored a lovely goal at the weekend. And yeah, this team is really ticking over really well. And like we've seen against Celtic, this midfield five and then striker Miofsky, like, is top end in the league. They've just not really been doing it this year for whatever reason. So against this Livy team who are dead and buried, I would think there's a lot of joy to be had with a lot of these Aberdeen selections here. I don't see Livingston scoring. Does Kelly Roos get AA? I'm not too sure, because it could be like they're just going to counter-attack for your boy Pittman and Newbley whenever they can. I know this Anderson guy's highly rated in the league and he's in the shop window. So some of these guys will be trying to get themselves to stay in the SPFL for next season, although not at Livingston. So there will be some endeavour from Livy, but I don't, how many shots on target? They're going to have 2 or 3 at the most. There's not much AA for Roos to be gathering here, but the clean sheet should be caught. And yeah, I guess that's kind of all you're after, I suppose, isn't it? We've got Celtic Quinny, we'll look at that in a second. Rangers Dundee is a fun one, SO5 wise, because of the injuries and suspensions and whatnot. It's like every guy with a card should be in this team. So if you are a Rangers fan, you are a card holder, you should be able to play all your cards. Like all of them. Dowell, Cantwell, Fabio Silva, Dessers, Raskin, Ben Davis, John Suter. They're all playing. And then the other guys who are absentees, obviously, but whatever. So, but they do have a lot of people out. They've been absolutely battered in the press in Scotland since the loss of the weekend. So at home to Dundee, who Rangers have definitely got unfinished business with. They've definitely got a score to settle after all that driving up and down to Dundee for nothing and all the rest of it. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. It's got McCowan in here in a back 3. I'm not too sure if this is one of those Sorare data projected lineup glitches, perhaps, where yeah, so I'm really going to give you the formation that accurately. So it's probably hard to say. Any Dundee fans in the house, let us know what the script is with that. I think we've looked at them all now, except for, yeah, Celtic Kelly. So I was saying on the Celtic here Derby review thing that went out yesterday. We finished the video off with a little preview of this game that is going to be in copy and paste effort. No two ways about it. From Brendan Rodgers coming into this one, I don't see him changing the team or messing about with it. The only areas of concern I would have is CCV on the plastic pitch. You know, he wasn't rotated there before, but we're at the end of the season. It's kind of job done enough, isn't it? So is it an unnecessary roll of the dice, perhaps? And Alistair Johnson, who actually isn't in this picture at all, who has been pictured in training after getting a nasty tackle at the weekend. He did walk it off. He did play on past it, obviously, but he did later become substituted in the match. And I thought that might have been just, oh, hey, this game's in like 2 or 3 days. Maybe they just sit him out for this one, keep him for the title party at the weekend. But, oh, Suter is out, Nemesis. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. Yeah, Suter is out, isn't he? He came off injured at half time. Of course he is. But yeah, so Alistair Johnson comes into this. Tate's in midfield. Maeda's up front, and there's no space for Kuhn in this team, essentially. So really, really good one for Celtic in terms of form and sentiment and all that kind of thing. But Kilmarnock at home are one of the most dangerous teams in the division, and Derek McInnes has got a record of getting a result once in a while. Now, it's a funny one because we are the best team in the league, obviously, about to go and win the title, and we are in good form. So going away to Kelly is not something we're worried about, certainly, but it's not going to be like a pushover match. We should do really well. And SO5 wise, we're just crossing our fingers we can nail the combos more often than not. I don't think we'll be able to nail every combo. The Sorare Inside stuff we managed to catch on the weekend deadlines. I've not got that Discord. I'm not much of a Discord guy, so I can have that in Harry's repertoire. So I've not got access to that today, Hat Legend, and I believe it is all good in the hood and all that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, I'm on this as well as, so this is for Scotland, certainly, because I think like a lot of these projections will be solid enough. Now, you do need to, like Aberdeen looked fine. I think there was 1 or 2 of them, but it did look a little bit like we're not playing Hatate in defence. There's a little bit of that glitch kind of flying in here. And I think for the other ones, we've probably got decent enough sources to reference. I think the PSG one I would be interested to look at, because PSG is a notoriously hard one to nail down. And yeah, this doesn't look right either. Barcola and Ramos are on 60% each, and this has populated them both as being starting. That's not going to be the way it shakes out, as we know. So yeah, that's not. Can we see who are the? Yeah, we can see maybe who the other contenders are here. So Skriniar and Beraldo are on the rotate. And in the midfield, it looks like Vitinha's in, Walter Zaire Emery's in, and it's probably Fabian Ruiz, could be Kang In Lee, probably isn't Ugarte, and then it's quite split between the front three, isn't it? Nobody really knows who is actually going to start. You believe it probably will be Mbappe, but the rest of them, and Ousmane Dembele is probably quite nailed. Kind of go for themselves. And then in terms of the Premier League, I think there's a nice website we like to look at, so we'll come to that in a wee second. But this is the fantasy football fantasy, whatever it's called, the Spanish La Liga source that I really enjoy playing Sorare with. And I think now it's always really good for catching expected lineups and stuff like that. So I'm just going to click through alphabetically all the teams that we've got here and what the expected lineups are now that they've got training pictures and maybe some press conference intel, and we've had the games from the weekend actually shake out. So there's the Alves team. Actually looks quite strong. On paper, I think they've normally been missing somebody, but yeah, Solis starting, Rioja, Omorodon. Yeah, looking good. Almeria here, they are away to they're at home at Barca, I beg your pardon. So yeah, we're expecting these guys probably get roasted. The Barca team is one that I think people are still tossing and turning on because the game was last night. There's some training pictures this morning that have came out. Both the Williams brothers are in here for Atletico, I beg your pardon, or Athletic. Beg your pardon, but 4 times over. But this is the Barca lineup, and few rotations. Predictability is pretty good on this one. Ferran Torres in to start alongside Pedri, Fermin and Christensen in midfield, where João Felix and Lewandowski making up the attack. And then the back 4, we're going to rotate João Cancelo, it looks like, but the rest of the team will probably remain the same. I don't know if Cancelo is perhaps... Gundogan has got 5 card accumulation here, but I'm not sure if Cancelo's maybe in the same boat. Doesn't appear to be the case. So yeah, Gundogan's hitting a proper bit of form, and Fermin will be coming in to carry that water. Yeah, so as you can see here in the latest news section, they do have a lot of the news from this morning, training sessions and projected teams and stuff like that. So we've got Fekir and Fornals and Isco all in support of Ayoze Perez. Now, if there's going to be a game week, so we're chatting about this with the members, and what you want to see with these kind of upper and middling teams is how do they do when they are full strength against a team that they should be beating. Now, home and away do come into it a little bit. Seasonality does come into it a little bit. But Las Palmas is a team that Betis should be doing well against. And one of the things that Las Palmas have going for them, of course, in this away fixture is that they're on the Canary Islands. It's a very, very hot part of the country, or the world, I should say. And Betis, being from Seville is it's one of the hottest parts of Spain, as far as I'm led to believe anyway. I know it's mad hot there. So they're maybe one of the teams that are less affected by the climate. They've also still got the travel to do. But Fekir, Isco, Fornals, Ayoze, like that just screams goals, doesn't it? So, sources say Kepa's expected to play tonight. Be careful. Let's watch out for Real Madrid. Let's see what happens there. But Betis look really exciting and could be one of the sneaky teams of the game week. Cadiz are away to Sevilla, who are in really good form at the moment. Here's the Cadiz team, and I don't know it well enough. Let's say in terms of the defence and stuff, that's all pretty much the same. Ramos is in. Don't know who that nephew guy is. That's what made me say that a second ago. But yeah, there's Cadiz. Then we have Celta, who are at home to Athletic Club. Jorgen Strand Larsen, Diego Aspas, and Bamba. Full strength front 3. First time in a while for Celta. Beltran, and then I don't know this Damian guy, but back in the engine room. It's good to see. The back 3 changes again. Starfield probably drops for Nunez. It's a bit of a coin toss situation. And then we have Getafe, who are at home to Atletico Madrid. I don't think we actually seen the Atletico Madrid team. We must have skipped past it. So we'll go back to that in a second. But Latasa back in attack, the man on loan from Real Madrid. Greenwood on the right, Oscar Rodriguez on the left. That's a credible front 3, but you just know that with Mariba, with Maksimovic, and the rest of this defence, Carmona and Diego Rico is going to be tight and narrow and deep, the whole time. They're going to allow Atletico Madrid to come onto the ball and attack the spaces. And this is this is a Madrid derby. It's a minor Madrid derby as such. Memphis is back in town, so Athletic have got the proper attack setup that they want. They want to start Morata, bring Memphis on, give Griezmann the limelight, and then build this midfield the way they've been doing to go on and attack. Jose Jimenez and Witzel and Hermoso look to make up the back 3 here. This could be a good one. I just don't think it'll be good for AA and just overall Sorare scores, but it could be quite peaky for someone like Griezmann, who does now have all the people around him. He's got Morata to set up. Morata can set him up, etc., etc. And then we have Girona. One of the first comments we had in the live chat is, will Aliesh start? Now, Michel, the manager, told us before the weekend that Yangel and David Lopez were likely to rotate. What we didn't realise at the time is he was kind of meaning one of them needs to play, but both of them can't play. And it's about 2 games in 3 days, 2 games in 4 days, whatever it is. I think the game's actually tonight, so yeah, it's 2 games in 3 days. So David Lopez is probably, in my opinion, going to come back in for Yangel Herrera. And because Aliesh didn't start, I think it's very easy for him, of course, just to start this one back in nice and fresh. Siganikov probably retains his starting position. And with Arnau Martinez, who was rotated in, picking up his 5th yellow card of the season somehow, he's now suspended. And Jan Kuto is going to come in to make this more of a familiar Girona team to what we've seen in the last week. So I think this could be a really good one for the Girona boys. Villarreal are in decent nick, but at the moment they'll be one of the last team we'll look at, so it won't be any pushover. Here's Granada, how they're expected to line up. Boy over Arezzo. Villar is back alongside Hongla, so they've got some of their regular best players back in, which is good for those guys. Las Palmas, who as we mentioned, hosting Betis. Sandro Ramirez, Marvin, Munir, Molero. Really exciting players in this team, by the way. So Coco's not too bad as well. Then we've got Mika Marmol and Sergio Cardona, as well as Valles. Handy little team here, but I just think that attacking power and quality of Betis is very noteworthy. Real Mallorca, team is on screen if any is are taking this. And we've maybe got the return of Pablo Maffeo. We've not seen him all season long, but it looks like he's back. Maybe been back for a week or two, but he's not been playing much at all this season. Was quite close to an Argentina call-up, if I remember rightly, before this season, so maybe somebody we want to keep our eye on. Here's the Osasuna team on screen for you now. Watch out for Sergi Herrera on 60% there. And then we have Rayo. So let's see, Rayo Vallecano. They are at home to Granada. Sergio Camelo, EC Payazon. And no one else really jumps out here as being highly effectual SO5 wise, but that's the team there. And then we've got Real Madrid. Okay, now we're expecting Kepa to be in goals. That is confirmed here. It's 50-50, but it does look like it's going to be Kepa along with Nacho in defence. Alongside, I'd probably say a full-strength defence outside of him. And then a midfield diamond of Camavinga, Valverde, Cruz and Bellingham supporting Vinny and Rodrigo. Now, this is the Real Madrid we've seen for huge parts of this season. Dominate the league, go on to win the league, do so well in the Champions League. But for the last month or so, the team's kind of changed a little bit just with who has been fit and available and some of the rotations they're likely to do. So I know we've seen a lot of Tchouameni, but Cruz or Modric on one side, Valverde, Bellingham, and then I say Tchouameni or Camavinga. This has been the secret sauce for Real Madrid this year. So it could be huge for Vinny and Rodrigo, who are both on to start this game at home to Alaves. I don't think both these guys will get the 90. I think this will be a good game to rotate through and whatever as well. I'm sure we'll see Hostel, Brahim Diaz and whatever coming into the picture. But maybe there's a wee bit of a wild card element in here. So maybe watch out for that. But I do think these guys should absolutely kill. Alaves will give them possession. There'll be lots of AA to be had. So you only need that one decisive from one of these guys to be picking up an 80 in a game like this for me. And then we've got Royal Society, or Real Sociedad, who played Barcelona last night and lost 2-0, rather limp. And again, I'm getting deja vu from last season watching Sociedad and hearing all the praise come for their manager, and then watching them and thinking, I was really excited with the formation they played last night and the starting 11, but it didn't ever really amount to much. Now, we've got Zakarian on 70% on to start this game, which I do find quite surprising here. But Kubo and Barenashia did not start the game Monday night. They're both expected to start alongside Tierney, Turientes, and Mikel Merino is on 50% here. Now, one thing I want to check to kind of cross-reference this real quickly for a second, okay, is the minutes that we got for Merino on Monday night. So I don't think that, I really don't think Braze doesn't start this game, because Braze came off with 10 minutes to go. At the same time as Hamari Traore, who I would expect to play again in this fixture as well. And Mikel Merino, he did play 90. How has he done with playing 2 games a week? Is that something that he's been rotated for in the past? He's a 90-minute man every week. This is that game weekend. Yeah, so I don't think there's any real need to rotate him. I don't really get Zakarian coming back in for Mendes. I personally don't see it. I don't see it, to be honest with you. But I was thinking, we have seen some of these rotations before from Imanol, where like they'll share the 90 over both, so at the same time Zakarian came on in this game, maybe he comes off. But yeah, since Braze has been back, I think he's understudy. I don't think he's been decent, showed signs of promise and stuff like that. Does he give him this game? I'm not too sure, by the way. I still think Braze starts this match. I really do. And I think you want to try and... I know this is the shape. You can probably take a defender out of this and Ulustondo and Amarabu, roll them into Tierney, and then you've got like you can get your Barrett shares and stuff like that on. But yeah, I find that really surprising, and it gives me a bit of a headache. So we'll need to come back to Sociedad when we're building teams in a minute. But seeing Tierney and Barrett share is really, really good. Obviously, Kubo there as well. Sevilla team in the Serie is the man on form at the moment. Joan Jordan's back in the picture, so that's cool. Kiki Salas has been on it. Ramos has been linked today to San Diego FC, so MLS defender incoming perhaps at the age of 38 or whatever the hell it is after this season with Seville. The Valencia team, Valencia are away to Real Sociedad, a tough game, and I think they're full strength. I don't think they're missing anyone you would hope to see. So again, it's Valencia. It's not a pushover team, and when you look at the league table, Sociedad's position in the table is not guaranteed. They play their best football with Brais Mendes in the team. This is a 6-pointer. Well, is it a 6-pointer? 3 games to go? Yeah, 3 games to go. Valencia think if they win this game, they could make a miracle happen. That's the way I would be thinking if I was running Valencia, and I'm sure that's the way they'll be thinking as well. They do have Villarreal on their heels also, who are playing Girona. So really tough games at the top end of the table here. And Sociedad will be hoping that Betis do slip up and they can get back into 6th position here, because Conference League, although I would love it for next year, probably isn't what Real Sociedad are going to be aiming for. So I don't think anything less than a victory at home to Valencia is what they're going to be after. So I think Brais has to start. And then this is the Villarreal team. Villarreal are away to Girona. Guedes and Sorloff remain in attack. Baena and Traore out wide with Comisana, who's actually looked really good this year alongside Danny P in the engine room. But the defence and the goalkeepers, where I think Villarreal are a bit subpar. Just Jorgensen's obviously a young keeper, not really done much as of yet. Moreno's kind of past it. Bailey doesn't really have much going. Mosquera, not really too up on him or know much about him. And this is translated to female. I don't know who the right back is, but I don't think his name is female. CT4. We've got, let me catch the chat in a second, guys. I can see lots of good stuff coming in here. Big Jojo and goal for Hibs is what the Sorare data is telling us, and I think I would be going with that. Seville is all. I think you've misspelt that there, Mikey Basson, but yeah, Seville is always boiling. Jorge Grant, Barcelona lineup is super hard because they played yesterday and got no news. I think if you check the now, there is like whispers and stuff like that. Sorare CT4, good afternoon. I've not looked at City yet. This is the source for Courtois not playing, mate. This will be... So let's have a look. Real Madrid and AS assures that Kepa will start tonight. So you can go on here and you'll get the article yourself, mate. Kepa Arrizabalaга's destiny at Real Madrid is coming to an end. Yada, yada. Yeah, you can read this for yourself, mate. But this is the article here from AS on this website. This is why I like this as well. You can get to see the quotes from press conferences and stuff like that. As well as at risk. Yeah, I think this is too conservative, this projection, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, there's a little bit of blurb from the people that make it and whatever as well. Some rotations in some positions should not be ruled out. Yeah, I'm not sure. It Brais somebody that gets rotated. I could see the wide players, Baranashia and Kubo coming in. I could see Tierney coming in, of course. Yeah, I can't see Zakarian starting over Brais, really. I think that's someone trying to be clever. Why does play sharper not work anymore? So the FCT4, they abandoned ship, essentially. They just said, we're not doing this anymore. Always play Brais, always. I'm with you there, Agent Cooper. Oh, is it Femina? Oh, is it? Femina. There we go. I've heard that name before. I know who he is. So that's La Liga, guys. If you've got any La Liga cards, we don't have any Italian action. So we want fantasy football scout. And is this game week 38? I'm just trying to find. I had it last week. I found it dead easy. Maybe it only lets you see it once. Where the heck is it? Team news predicted lineups. Ah, there we go. Awesome. Got it here. So, this is the Arsenal team. No, this is for Man United. That's gone. Oh, we're not getting midweek. Oh, I don't know if we're getting midweek on this site. No, this is all the last fixture, isn't it? Yeah, I think you maybe need to be one of their wee members or something to get onto that. That's a kick in the teeth. So we'll have a wee peek at. Let's have a wee peek at this. So this is the expected lineups for between Tottenham and Man City, according to Sorare data and lineup projectors. And the City team probably doesn't move too much. They just go weekend to weekend at the moment, but it's more the injuries and the rotations and the problems that Tottenham have. I don't think Bentancur is going to be playing right back. That's obviously going to be Pedro Porro. And it doesn't seem that, a left back is in the equation here. Bentancur over Skip is very easy to see. And then left back's probably going to be Davis or Royale. Probably kind of picks itself when you look at it. Triple A for Foden, Triple A for Rodri, De Bruyne. Like this is City stack season, but you need Josko Guardiola in your City stacks, 100%. Jackie Pro, is cap 240 gone? No, cap 240 is down here, but you need to have played it by a certain time because it's now a retired division. It will now be completely expunged as of August. So if you didn't enter it before they kind of closed the gates on it, then it's gone. But if you have, you just can't find it. You scroll all the way down to the bottom and you look for the cap section to get it in. So if Ramos joins in 2025, does that mean he stays at Seville? I would say so. Skip played inverted left back on the weekend. Oh, did he? Very good. I didn't see that. Very, very good. Great intel, guys. So maybe it is Skip. And as a defender, I wonder if that helps his score. Not that we all care too much about only Skip, but it's something to watch out for. Brighton, who have went from bad to worse against Chelsea, who have went from bad to worse to being Cole Palmer at FC. It's kind of the way their seasons went, I suppose. And I think this team does kind of pick itself at the moment. Caicedo, Gallagher, Palmer, Mudryk, and Mukiele in this kind of web behind the striker. And then the back four, I think they're going to keep it as consistent as they can. I'm not sure if Thiago Silva will come in for this one. I think, did he play at the weekend? I'm not too sure he can play. Yeah, he did. 90 minutes. I'm not sure he can play 2 games that quick turnaround wise. If he does, he won't get 90. So maybe watch out on your Thiago Silvas. But Badass, Badiashile, Cucurella, good options. I do think like Barver Brugen's going to get good 80 in this one. Billy Gilmore's not playing centre back. I can tell you that for free. So yeah, this Brighton team's a wee bit of a mess. Florian, fist bump, no problem, my man. Looking for food, by the way, fist bump. Johnny TH, Jackie Pro, Oakham's, Gavin Ty, good to see you, and Agent Cooper, fist bump to you. So it amazes me how good Guardiola is at left back. You'd think for a big lad his best would be CB, but his technique is elite. It is amazing how good Big Josko is, and I'm so glad he's finally delivering on the promise. It showed at Leipzig and Croatia that he, wow, imagine him at City was all the hype, and that's the way he should be. I did a preview thing right at the beginning of the season, and I thought Guardiola could have took Grealish's spot on that. If you think about City on the ball, let's see them. City on the ball, like Walker kind of comes in to be a centre-back, doesn't he? Just to stop the counter-attack. And then you get this back three with an inverted defender moving into midfield and all the rest of it. But I thought, man, Guardiola might just become like the left mid, And then you've got Walker, Diaz and Stones, or Akanji it is now, and as an actual back three, and then you can move the midfield around a little bit. But you can see what he's like up and down the line. He's strong, he's powerful, technique like you mentioned, and it feels like all the training and practice he's put in is really, really, really starting to pay off. But yeah, so these are the teams I think are pretty credible to go, except for the defence. Could Gilchrist come in? No one thinks so. Malo Gusto's on 50%. Maybe it's him that comes in. Reece James is back in the squad, got off the bench in the last game. So that'll be interesting to see. As well as Nkunku, obviously off the bench off the last 2 games, 14 and 30 minutes. We'd maybe hope he gets 30 minutes again and then maybe start the weekend. That would be lovely. So, yeah, I think that'll be pretty good. And I say Brighton are maybe there for the taking. If we have a look at the league, because I think the league really informs a lot of my decision-making for this game week in terms of who's playing for something, what's on the line, etc., etc. Brighton on 48 points really have got no hope of catching any of these European spots at this point in time, whereas Chelsea on 57, tied with Newcastle. Can you believe it? I know I can't. I can believe Newcastle are in their position, but I cannot believe Chelsea have managed to catch up the ground on Man U and West Ham. Like, really, they have just fucking bottled it. I know West Ham won their last match, as you can see here, beating Luton 3-1, but losing to Chelsea 5-0, drawing with Liverpool, losing 5-2 to Palace, and losing 2-0 to Fulham. West Ham have been in 6th and 7th position and just thrown it away. So, really big chance for Pochettino and Chelsea to SOS, to save their season with this one, and that puts all the pressure on to Newcastle. Now, friend of the community, friend of the channel, of course, everyone's favourite, SR Dimebar, actually has a really good projected lineup for, we'll definitely get the hashtag sorted for next weekend, or for the weekend game week. Well, we maybe vote for that now. I think that could be fun, right? So, guys, what I want to do, right, is if you do this kind of stuff on Twitter, I want to give everyone a hashtag that you can just hit, and we can feature you on the Deadline Show, nice and clear. This is much nicer and much better than Discord for on screen and stuff like that. And if you're doing this by yourself and you're not in Discords and all that kind of stuff, then we want to give you a hashtag so we can feature you on the Deadline Show and all the rest of it. But this is from lineup-builder.co.uk. They've probably got a downloadable app, I'm sure. And this is a team that Charlie reckons. Charlie is going for Pope over Dubravka for this one. The back four, I don't think there's much room for manoeuvre with Newcastle nowadays. The midfield, that's probably first choice on who's available at the moment. If Joe Linton's fit enough, maybe he does start this one, but Charlie thinks not. And then Almiron back in town, Isak and Gordon to complete the front three, going away to Man United. Now, I was actually at the reverse fixture of this earlier this season. I was at St James's Park for Newcastle beating Man U there. It was absolutely fantastic. And I think that this is, like, if you want Newcastle to have a 6-pointer, give it against Man United now at Old Trafford, the theatre of streams, you know, with all the leaks in the roof and all the rest of it. This is going to be a really good one. It's going to really play into Newcastle's hands for me, because all the pressure is on Ten Hag and Man U to get their act together. And if this is their defence, it's going to be Casemiro, not Eriksen, right? But this is their defence again. Like, Gordon and Isak are just going to, I think they're going to have a good time. They're going to have some good fun. And clearly the best midfielder on the pitch is Bruno Guimaraes. And is Emil Kraft the best centre-back on the pitch? Oh, funny one to think about, isn't it? So yeah, good action there in the Premier League. Looking forward to that. I'm not too sure what all the days are these games are on. I know one is tonight. I think it's Tottenham City. We'll see later in the week how the other ones go. Let's look at Marseille and Reims. We've got the teams here for them. Aubameyang's in great form at the moment. Really gutted I never bought an Aubameyang just because he was mad cheap, and you think in France he should have got back to his best form, and he has really in a big way. It's all decisives. AA doesn't really break above like 12. That's kind of the ceiling here, isn't it? 20 on one occasion against PSG, 20 on one occasion here against Villarreal, but more than likely 7, 8, 10 AA is what he's catching. But if you can get those double decisives, then who cares? That's plenty to get you into that 80 realm. Shard is available for selection. Anderson was man the match at the weekend, so likely to start over Big Joe. And that's from Graham at 1983. Fist bump, my man. Thanks for the contributions. If you're watching the numpties, you need to create and set up Sorare stalls at football games. If you are watching you numpties, you need to set up Sorare stalls. I don't know what that means. Leach is back. Maybe not starting, but in the squad. Nice. I think I've seen that elsewhere. Leach is back in town. So see that kind of idea, Johnny? I've kind of had that idea already, and kind of floated it to them. Kind of up for it and doing it on all the rest of it, but It's not something I can do all by myself, like logistically and financially. So, yeah, TBC. TBC, Johnny. Great minds think alike and all the rest of it. Gaia is back. Mikey Bass, I've just seen that comment there the now. I think he is. And Foden or KDB. So there's a few questions here right now. If you've got, let's have a look at leaderboards and stuff like that. Because for a midweek, you want to be chasing down the biggest prize pool possible. The midweek All-Star, you can play 2 lineups in here. It's $600 on the top. Stars down to 5, which is fun. Meaningful rewards, 80 and above. So that's fine. With Man City, but especially full stack. I'm not sure out those Premier League teams there's a full stack that's as competitive. Where is? Oh no, Prem won't be open because it's not a full match day. So it has to be Champ. Interesting. So Champ, let's say it's Classic. How many entrants we got there? They're now 300. It's not too bad. And let's check in season. We're talking rares. This is Division 2, so we want to have a look at Division 1. 205 participants, 300. There's not that many, by the way. Low counts on this, and 55 positions paid out in that one, 35 in this one. If it's cash only or if it's cards, I don't know. I quite like. All-Star could be the place to go for if you've got podium capable. If you're podium capable, All-Star is probably the place you want to go. But there's definitely something to be said for being the big team in the small pond. So for the City stack, if it's rares, like it's kind of really up to what you want. Because with the All-Star, the downside is you win non-champion cards. But if you think you're really going to push top 10, top 20, then I'd maybe go into champion. It's a tough one. Depends what division as well. Do you maybe go a lower division? Because let's have a look at Classic for a second here. Before I vet my teams one more time. So we got 500 entrants in D2. We had 300 in D1, 400 in D3, and 229 in D4. Now D4, the best payout is tier 2s. Same with D3 as well. We don't get tier 1s until D2, and the stars are the only star for this little midweek is in D1. So that's actually kind of naff, isn't it? So if you're after cards, you either go into like D2. You either go into D2 and try and bully it, I think. I don't think D1 is as exciting if you've got like a full City team or whatever. As maybe, there's 5 stars, a bunch of tier 1s in the All-Star region. I think if you're trying to win cards, that's probably the place to go. If you're trying to win money, you have to stay in season, I think, champ. I'm a bit delayed. What is the website you use for La Liga team predictions? Looks good. Good news for Girona. It's called Football Fantasy, and it's football is spelled as if you don't know how to spell football. Oh, it's just up here. Oh no, you can't see that much of the screen. Can I just pull this down? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's footballfantasy.com. Got a Twitter account, you'll be able to find them. So, yeah, I think that's the team. Aliash not starting is a good thing for the weekend. Makes it, he's definitely starting this game, so that's a bit of a decision made in that regard. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. But under 23s is also pretty tidy. Like, I've got one team. I only have like 5 guys that are under 23 that are playing. And it just so happens they're all pretty neat, So, kind of swinging for this one. But 2 stars are on this. You can you play double entry on this? No, single entry. So yeah, if you've got some under 23 cards, I think it's worth the dice roll. I think this game week, I'm definitely going for it. All these guys are mad XP, by the way. We just leveled up Andrade to 15%. Santi Rod is not far off it. Josco's on 13 plus the captain bonus. Tani on 12. Taki on 13. It's if my guys turn up, it's going to be really hard to stop me at under 23. So fingers crossed. That's a good division to mess about with this game week. And again, depending on, there's always opportunities in midweek to go and win stuff that maybe you can't win at the weekend, because even though all my cards are playing, like all of them, that is the Prem isn't open. The full Premier League isn't playing. There's nothing in Italy. Yada yada. Everywhere there's holes elsewhere. But if you don't have actual strength, like strength, in these divisions for the midweek, sometimes it's better to maybe just try and go and swing for a mid target or maybe even a top target if you've got like a good, if you've got a good team, you can kind of swing it out there because the targets should, based on the team, should do well enough. But if you're building a team for 240 this week with some cheat codes, you can think about winning this. Like you could think about pulling a card this game week. We've only got 6,500 entrants, which is still a lot. But this game week, like how many of them are going to be even weaker than normal, just for leaderboards, just for getting on the card positions, that kind of thing. I don't know if Santi Rodriguez is going to play Drake or Driscoll. Interesting. So I'm going to double check. Go to Wire. Because they've been getting Deke to do their stuff. And I think this is the page here. Yeah, so not too aesthetically pleasing, but very easy to read. And I think Bakrar is the only one that's down here as questionable. Santirod, I don't know if you can take him out of this team. I know he's played a lot and all the rest of it, but Philly, relative to MLS, isn't a big travel. Bit of a, hotly contested match more often than not. So I don't see... apparently the source that broke Kepa news was the same that said they would play one half each last game. I'm playing Ter Stegen to be safe. That's all. If in doubt, just go safe. Not looking forward to Saudi Links again this summer. Who do we reckon makes the move? Sorare Stanley, I'll catch that maybe after the deadline. Arda Gular to start again according to AS. We might get a wee bit. If you've got this website, you might need to just keep it open on yourself, on your phone, on your desktop or whatever. I could see Arda Gular and Brahim Diaz maybe playing this one. But they're at home to Alaves. They've just won the title. They've just had the party. That's the part of this you don't want to mistake or miss out on, because I know that they've got the Champions League final. There's bigger fish to fry. And this isn't the last game. I don't even know if it's their last game at home. But it is their first game since being crowned champions and having their bus out all over Madrid and all the rest of it. But final game of the season they'll have against Betis. So they'll have a bit of a party there, don't get me wrong. But I think this game they want to have an exhibition. They want to have a bit of we're champions, champions again and all that kind of jazz. So I don't know how much rotation Real Madrid actually make in that kind of vein, to be honest with you. We're looking at the MLS lineups. So Orlando look to have kind of full strength. We're seeing Luis Muriel playing again, Duncan Maguire, Facundo Torres, Nico Ladero. Really strong team here. Jordi Alba down is questionable for Miami. Otherwise, looks like a very, very full strength team here. Montreal, no notes or anything of note. And then Columbus, again, it's the same. Pretty much full strength, I think, for Columbus. I'm not sure if there's anyone missing there. So that could be a good one. DC United, Benteke still in town. Aaron Herrera on the right, swinging balls in for him. And Dajome, I don't know if he's really any good or not. Carnus is out. And then for the Red Bulls, they've got Coronel, they've got Forsberg, Tolkien, Duncan, Amaya, Edelman, Morgan. All their best players are in. So they should do pretty well. No Vanazier, interestingly enough, no Vanazier. Cincinnati at home to Atlanta. Atlanta have been honking at the moment. Giacomakis is back, so this should maybe be a game they try and get a bounce back result in. But wow, looking at that defense, I don't know Noah Cobb or Lewis Abram. Caleb Wiley I've seen a few times, and also we know Brooks Lennon really well, but that defence is so thin, so weak. Lucho Acosta could be tearing them open. But outside of that, even since they don't look as good as maybe they did last season on paper. Expected lineup for St. Louis, or St. Louis, whatever, I think is kind of best 11, isn't it? We've got Chanot in LAFC. Love to see that. Atuesta, Bogus, Oliveira, Kai Kamara on to start this one. So he could be a good cap cheat code option. Nashville, full strength defence, maybe for the first time in a while. I know they've been shaky. Sean John is in for this one, which is good. Spicer is playing for Toronto, so that's funny to see. But wow, no Bernadeschi, no Insigne for this one. Bernadeschi suspended. No mention of Insigne. I guess he's an injury that we know about. Minnesota here, Dane St. Clair, Boxall, Arriaga, Lod, Sang Binjong, Timo Pukki, really strong team. Galaxy, nice team here again as well. Yoshida and Yaman, Jalen Neal back in town as well. Brugman, Delgado, Puig, Gabri Peck, or whatever it is. Jovelich and Patso. It could be a really good one for Galaxy. I love that we've got the weather and stuff here. A rainy day for the Galaxy. Away at Minnesota. Everyone else looks to have fine weather. Chicago Fire at home to Charlotte, who don't traditionally do well on the road. Hugo Kuipers, Muller, Shaqiri, Gutierrez, all in attack here. Gutman playing as well. So busy day for Kalina. Ashley Westwood is the standout there. Vargas, I think, maybe as well. Austin, Stuver, Heinz Eyck, Ring, Druise, Aubrian, Diego Rubio, Houston, Ache is back in the building. No Quinones, he's out. Sviatchenko's in town. I'm not too sure on their attackers, to be honest with you, who's noteworthy there and not. Real Salt Lake, Diego Luna's in town alongside Christian Arango. Glad is playing, and Zach McMath, I know they're well stacked. And then for the Sounders, very similar team to that just won the derby against Portland. Maybe just need to watch out for the defence. I think that's a bit of a change to maybe the last week or two. Rapids are at home to the Whitecaps. Zach Steffen in goal, Sam Vines, Keegan Rosenberry, Connor Ronan, Cole Bassett. Some really good high-level MLS talent in that team. And Vancouver, Takaoka, one of the standout keepers in the division this season by all accounts. Ali Ahmed, who we spoke about yesterday. Pedro Vite, Fafa Pico, Ryan Gold, of course. Big game for them. They love to travel. But away to the Rapids, that's at altitude, you know. So Harry, or no, not Harry. Stish was chatting about that on End Product with us the other week there. So there's a bit of a crease into that one. So maybe not too high on Vancouver. We're at 1 hour to the deadline, guys. I'm going to rattle through teams after we finish this. Is it Portland? Where is the 18th? That's Saturday, yeah. So this is the last one. So Portland, again, they look pretty full strength to me at a glance. Araujo is questionable. Lauria is out against San Jose, who generally don't always do that great. But Pellegrino, we've seen starting to get some stats go his way. Espinosa's had his time on Sorare, he's looked boss as well. Didn't mean to click on him there. And then the Bobasi in attack, we know, is always handy. And against the Bobasi's former club, this is maybe, you know, a wee bit of that revenge game kind of syndrome. Keaton Parks, Nick Cushing said there would be heavy rotation. Did he? I want Keaton Parks this game because his L15 is tiny. And I don't know, man. I really don't think he can afford to rotate. Oh, yeah, Keaton Parks has rotated. Great spot, by the way. I would have totally missed that. So Sands and Pereira, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Good catch, mate. And great effort. Quinny, thanks very much, Johnny TH. Madrid will be full strength, in my opinion, then rest the weekend. Jack Patterson. I think there's halfway between what you're saying and what I'm saying, which is probably what's going to happen, you know. Like, maybe Goulart does start, or I don't know. Yes, we'll see how it shakes out. Let's check if there's been a wee update on this. No wee update on this yet. So we can watch out for that. Cobb is an 18-year-old and Abram is a Peru international. Graham 1983. Thanks for the intel, my man. Thanks for sharing. I'll get a feeling a team plays this B on the weekend and at A again for the last game against Real. Yeah, B teams and A teams. Mark had just said Kepa will play. Yeah, so it feels like these sources are getting stuff right, aren't they? Oh, sorry, wrong button. I just realised that I've pulled that down a wee bit too far. So let's put that back to where it was. So it looks nice and good. Awesome. Now, one thing I did want to do in this deadline show with these, like I say, it is going to be a wee bit lineup buildery. I've went through as much of the expected lineups as I possibly can, I think. We've got an hour to the deadline. But one thing I wanted to do at this stage was a wee bit of get a wee bit of the machine action on the go and see what Sorare Data reckons is the best route to go for FC Barcelona. So let's just alter the screen size a little bit. There we go. So we can see everything. Maybe need to make it another touch smaller. So I had to mess around with this the other day because something was too big or too small. There we go. Awesome. Right, so the trick with this... Oh, don't tell me it's not working. Sorare Data. Come on, man. What you doing to me, guy? So 77 for the weekend works. but we want 76. I'm going to hit reload and close some tabs in case I've just got mad RAM killing me at the moment. 76, there we go. Right, awesome. So the key to this, right, doing it properly, is prioritization and really sticking to it. Okay, really sticking to it. Right now, I have put the Celtic stack into this All-Star, right, for obvious reasons, right. I've got 2 goalkeepers at Super Rare playing, so I've got some decisions, I've got some options. I am interested to see what it thinks my absolute best team is. And it's a mixture. It's a mixture. That is very interesting. So it goes with Scales in defence, McGregor in midfield, and then Aliesh and Saganikov in attack. Very interesting. Now, what I want to check real quickly is if, because I'm in D1 Champ Classic. This is in season, we don't want to do that. So if I prioritise that first, 78 rated. Now, not too different to the team I've actually picked, to be quite honest, but it's not the same team that I've picked. I can't remember what was different. I think I was a wee bit unsure about Saganikov playing the 2 games in 3 days. Yeah, Braze, that's who it is. Braze is... Yeah. Yeah, we reckon Braze is in, but it's just conflicting probably with some of that rotating stuff. Interesting. So what I want to do is... Does anyone know why MLS and Danish leagues are eligible for contender but not Brazil cards? The Brazil cards are playing in Sudamericana or continental competition. Technically, it's the competitions. It's the Brazilian league. It's the Danish league. It's the competitions that are challengers, not the teams. So it depends on what competition they're in. Same will happen for MLS and the Mexican teams when they play in Leagues Cup, which is on for a month this year. That won't be eligible for contenders and challengers respectively. They'll probably get their own special weekly, but they'll also be able to be used in all-star competitions and the likes. I think for this, I'm playing Celtic in this division, no two ways about it. It goes for Scales, and for me, like, I really just want this Atate card to rip. So I think that's a defense card to play. And then I know it does fancy Saganikov in attack, but for me, Kyogo and Dyson, it's a team I played at the weekend and it let me down, but I do really want to just copy and paste it, because I think that's the way you need to kind of go with this Celtic team at the moment and take the good when it comes. So I'm just going to lock that in there. And then I want to see again. Oh, we didn't have that saved, did we? Yeah, we didn't. So this is like truly what it believes. Oh, it's taking its time thinking, that one there. So there we go. That's what it's built. What did I build? What did I build? Very similar. So I went for the Peaks of Kuto. Over the David Lopez, because David Lopez could just get sent off or give away a penalty or something. And I went for Braze over Saganikov, because I just think Saganikov, the 2 games in 3 days, adds a little bit of jeopardy to it. See, it's just back from an injury. Very key part of the team, obviously. But yeah. He's just back in town, 73 minutes and a draw. He probably does start. He probably does really well. But I'm just... does he start and do... So it's really him versus Braze, isn't it? I think David Lopez for Kuto makes 2 points of a difference on this. But for me, Kuto plays and Kuto's the peak. He's a bombastic fullback. Whereas David Lopez... I click on defence and let's look at David for a second here. I do like him. He is big, score capable, but he's also capable of killing you as well. So it's a funny decision to make, isn't it? We do have Tierney. Do have Hamari. Now, Valencia's a tougher game, I would suggest, than Villarreal. Or maybe it's not. Subbed on the last 2 games for Kuto. guess Barset's a different kettle of fish, and in that game they did try and rotate. So I think he comes in to start. Yeah, I think he's nailed to start because he's not started the last two. So yeah, it's Braze versus Saganikov. I think I stick with Braze, to be honest with you, because I just think it's so important for them. He's good for AA, just needs one decisive and he's delivered. Saganikov can do all those things as well. I fancy Braze. I fancy Braze. Braze and Sorare in the same lineup feels right for a Quinny team. I'm with you there, Agent Cooper. I'm with you all the way on that one. I always go for whatever has a higher lineup score when I'm stuck. Yeah, so I like that. I like this. I like the lineup score thing, but I don't trust Saganikov as much as I trust Braze, which is weird because it kind of goes against early news is better. Yeah, for UCL stacks versus Europa League stacks, I'm with you. So yeah, maybe I do just take that. Let's have a wee look at the Sociedad page. Do we have any actual? Yeah, it's no actual news. Unpredictable. Yeah, Braze is in, man. Braze is in. I can see the other rotations happening like they've projected there. Oh, I'm really stuck now, guys. I think in the series, the form he's in picks himself. It's on penalties and stuff at home at Cadiz. It's just, yeah, he plays, no problem. It's just this fifth man. So let's have a wee peek and a wee scratch around. So that's in D1, and I'm really hoping that this team can smash because I just do. That's just what I hope. I went with a rare team, putting Saganikov in there as captain. Becker might not start now, or it doesn't look like he's going to start on projections. Do we have anyone? Oh, I could just play Saganikov there. Using our lineup. And then who else do we have? We leave Braze in that team. We put Saganikov here. And then what's the fifth man we could fill this out with? We're kind of taking from another team probably to do that. So yeah, prioritization is the key. I think I'm going to stick with 75 rated. That becomes we're in the Syrian attack. 74 with Kuto. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Let's lock that in. Stick with what I've got. Now, I've tried to go for a 220 that can kill because I've got the Wallacotts on a 24. So I'll take my high XP Wallacott and then we're going to hit complete the lineup. So I think this is a team that could win, like genuinely could win the division. Saganikov. So this is where prioritization comes into the conversation. So we need to go and build champion rare first of all and get the Saganikov into that team. Yeah, so Take. Okay, so we need to prioritize onto 23 first. Oh, they went with Jimmy Sands over Andrade by a long distance. And Matt O'Reilly as well. Interesting. We do have Ferran. Why is that C rated? Oh, they're playing like one of the top teams. Yeah, interesting. So I think we need to go and put the contender guys in so we don't get the O'Reillys coming up. Jesus, man. 88 rated. We don't need scales to be super rare. We can just have scales rare. Wow. 88 rated. I might play that just for 84 rated. Again, we don't need scales. So I went double centre back the first one, didn't it? Interesting. Then we're going to Riley, Forrest, and Hatate. Yeah, I'll probably go McGregor just for the... Oh, no, maybe not, actually. Oh, Jesus. Actually. Let's lock that in, okay? Just say Taylor. 54 rated. Yeah. wonder why. It's so weird. Right, let's just lock them in, just so that those cards are kind of sidelined, as it were. Under 23, complete lineup. Oh, we've not got Tanny. No, duh. Tanny, Sands, and Pacheco. Sands for Santirod, and then Pacheco for Ferran. Yeah, that feels good. I think that's a change that I make. I think that's definitely a change we make, because I had somebody else under 23s and Ferran's in a 220 Andrade. So let's do that. Let's drop him out. Used in our lineup. And then let's go and find Ferran. So this is definitely a game Ferran could score a goal in. Ferran loves it. Loves it when he's not been played in a while as well. Come back to remind everyone how good he is. Against Almeria, yeah, let's slide him in there. Captain Guardiola doesn't change. I like that a lot. Awesome. So we've slid that in. That's a nice little change. I'm happy with that. Now, I am tempted. How far away are we? I've got plenty of time, right? So I'm going to... Don't actually... I want to actually delete stuff. I think I might need to. Do you think there will be some special targeting the Champions League final? Yeah, it could be. I don't see why they're... Even if Brace doesn't start, he can come on at 60 for Zakarian or Turientes. Yeah, that's totally. AJ pictured in full training. Yeah, I've seen that. I love it. And Sorare data starting percentage reliable. Drake Driscoll at this hour, it should be pretty good, because they've had people consistently doing these things, and like they're quite good with, like they back this stuff, in terms of the people that are submitting it, and they just take the good ones now, if you get me. So at this point, I think it's pretty good. So that's great. Let's lock that in. Big fan of that. And then let's go to Champ Classic and hit this. What do we have? Cool. So Girona v Villarreal all in the one build. I'm not sure I can do that. Oh, pardon me. Not much choices in defence or midfield. Rather thin. That's frustrating. Pardon me. Because independently, they can all score the points that we need them to, because I've not got any of the goalkeepers, which actually maybe isn't a bad way to go. 76 rated team. What did I have built? Becker and Hamari. What to do? I'm deleting teams. I'm deleting all those ones. I'll come back to them. The All-Star ones I'm quite happy with. Hebert being highly rated gives me a bit more confidence in this. Otherwise, I don't think I'm messing about with any of these guys. I know we did say Gold might not have a great game, but he's still Gold. Forsberg captain. The Celtic stack and All-Star. The 23 adjustment we've just made, I'm happy with. And then the Celtic lineups, I think I might redo them just now, because we have seen AJ in training, and that does change me a little bit. So let's have a look. First team. So this is the best lineup I'm going for. So 15% heart will be in this one for sure. And then in defence, like I think I do fancy using the super rares as backup in this one, so I can play exactly what I want to play. So for this one, I'm going to go double defence with AJ and Taylor, the fullbacks. Midfield will be 13% O'Reilly. And then in attack, I do want to play the Hatate card in here. I do think this team has got the ability to rip. So I'm going to stick with that as being the first team. It's been quite consistent over the last couple of game weeks. And in the alt squad, what I really want to do with this is go double defence again, but with centre-backs. So we'll go with 10% Scales. And then we've got the Vickers here. The other midfielder here again will be O'Reilly, who we can captain. And then in attack, we can take a 15% Kyogo and captain O'Reilly. I think that's boss. I think they're both absolute killer D1 teams. And then in D2, we didn't get promoted last week, sadly. We've got two Wallacotts on 8.5%, so that's cool. So we'll play a Wallacott. We still have a Taylor and a Scales, so let's take let's take Taylor for the peak potential in this one, and then in midfield it's going to be Hatate, and then in attack we can take Dyson, and then do we go double attack with this maybe and get a wee Keo go in here, or do we put the McGregor in? I think we maybe put the McGregor in, because again, one decisive for him is job done. I think I'll captain McGregor on this one. So just want that to get promoted and do well enough, that's fine. And then we do have the ability to play in season, which I think I'm actually going to have a good shot at this game week, because I don't know if Wallacott, how well he scores or whatever, but you know, whatever. We can play that Scales as the out of season card. I've not used deliberately now at this point my in-season Hatate. We have an in-season Maeda somewhere. There he is. And we have an in-season Jimmy Forrest. Boom. And then I'm probably captaining Scales just for security. So we could actually swing for the fences for some good cash on that one in D2. Like, yeah, I would hope this would podium if things go the way we want them to. So I'm happy enough with that. And then, yeah, we can come back to cap modes and everything in a second. I just want to double check this champion, because this champion lineup is the headache I've got right now. So I do see the value in playing David Lopez in here, but I also feel a bit of value in kind of taking away from Girona in this game. We could play Tierney in this. There's Tierney in training. Training. There's a bunch of here, guys. Thanks to everyone that has joined us for the stream today. We've got lots of... Messi has a doubt he missed the first set of training, guys. So keep the intel coming. We're all trying to get teams. Walcott has been absolutely honking every game I've seen him. I watched the goals conceded at the weekend. I don't think he's really at fault. Maybe one of them, you know, but I don't think he's really at fault for any of them, to be quite honest with you. And it does feel like Marshall and the manager, I don't know if he was dropped or injured or something, but it's just a funny situation top to bottom. Yeah, I'm going to delete this team because we might use some of those supers. Don't think we'll be using any of these guys otherwise. Yeah, these guys are all fine to be in training. That's fine. So let's have a look at this team from scratch. Because we're in D1. I really want to have a good swing at it in this midweek, because it is La Liga only, essentially. There's a wee bit of Premier League sprinkling, of course, but we'll see where the guys all go. So who will actually do the best here, right? We've got David Lopez. We've got Pacheco. We've got Tierney. We've got Hamari. There's a wee thing that makes me want to think that maybe... Who do we have in midfield? Danny P is the play. So I'm thinking maybe we actually stay away from Girona, and we could actually just lean into Sociedad a little bit more. Now, Oyarzabal might not start for Becker. How many minutes did Oyarzabal get the other night there? He got 90. Always struggle to spell his name. If he got 90, I might actually think that I actually think Becker could start ahead of him in this one. Maybe Andre Silva, which would just be a ball buster, wouldn't it? So yeah, maybe we just avoid Oyarzabal. We could just go Saganikov. We've got Barra and Ashea. Let's just go with Saganikov. Right, so we need to stick with those two, right? But what I was thinking just now is, rather than taking David Lopez and having that kind of conflict, we could go like Tierney and Hamari. Could go Pacheco. How did he do against Barca? Wow, 60. Did he get decisive? Last man tackle. Jesus, well done, wee man. Good AA minus the yellow card. The goals conceded. Oh, did he get subbed off? He did. Yeah, so he'll be nice and fresh, actually. But Pacheco... I like the fog on double fullback here with Tierney and Hamari. 8.5%. And then final man. Maybe even Guedes. Maybe just put Guedes in. Because Tierney won't get 90. It's not a 90-minute guy nowadays. They could do well enough. What team would I really want? that Tierney involved in. He's probably not going to get ahead of David Lopez or Hamari. Do I see Guedes scoring against Girona? It's a tough one. Decisions. Not got any great options here after I'd prioritised their divisions first, which I'm now thinking to myself, maybe I move down a division, maybe just play a lower division on this one. And maybe even just try and get a sneaky promotion into D1. Because I'm not going to win the division with the quality of team I've got. Don't think I'm in risk of relegation. But could I get a second team into D1? Do I have a second keeper I could use right now? No, I don't. So that's kind of pointless, in fact, isn't it? So, yeah, it's pointless. So we're sticking with all black in goals. I think Saganikov has to be our striker, doesn't he? Danny P has to be our midfielder. There's no getting away from him. We could play Llorente. We could get away from him. But again, that's a super rare. We might want to use in a 220. So let's stick with the Danny P and Hamari, right? Or we could go Hamari and Pacheco. That could be decent. Hamari. Hamari and Pacheco. Could be halfway workable. What does the Valencia team look like again, shape-wise? Is it 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1? 4-4-2 with Yaremchuk and Hard. Or Duro. Hamari, Pacheco, Parejo, Saganikov. Probably going to captain... yeah, do I want to captain Saganikov? I think Saganikov... I'm not even sure Parejo's going to do that good, to be honest with you. I'm thinking about how the game will actually pan out. I suppose there'll be lots of free kicks for him to take. He's looking a bit hit Big Sorloff. Interesting. Martin. So, that's an interesting thought. How about we play Martin in midfield, Saganikov in attack, David Lopez in defence, and an extra man. Would this fit into a cap? Let's have a wee peek at that, because I think, could that win? What does this cap 220 look like? Where the hell are the cap modes? They just went hidden from me again. Oh, there. This little square. Let's see what the chat's saying. Is Kyogo nailed? Yes. Hugo, my translation is tough. That's cool. Don't hate. I'd go Devikas. But Devikas. Who's centre playing again? Athletic. It's not a great game. He's not on the start. Hard to pick him, mate. So what was I just checking out there? Sorry. Oh yeah, 220. 220 super. Tier 3s. Yeah, okay. If I got into top 6, I would be quite happy with that, right? So we'll be playing the Wallacott because he's cheap AF. And that really enables a strong team to run, I think. Tierney. Oh, Martin or Llorente. I think we probably take Llorente because I think he's just going to play the most amount of minutes. And we could go Saganikov and then, oh wow, yeah, we've got the points to do this, man. We could go Saganikov and then Hamari. 24 points remaining. So we could play Forest there. Oh, even better. Wow, yeah, this is a team. This is a team, isn't it? Not Captain Jimmy. That's a team, by the way. That is a real team that could smash. Yeah, no, I'm actually really happy with that alteration. I like how we've done this. So what I want to do also is play a 4-man 240, but I'm stuck because my goalkeepers, I don't have any DNP supers, so I need to play him at 48 points. And then that's going to give us David Lopez as a defender. We've got a nice midfield of Martin and Llorente. And then let's put them in and see what if we're restricted on striker choices. 55 points. Oyarzabal or Barrenechea. I want to pick Oyarzabal because he can take penalties, but I just think with him just playing 90 there, he could be a guy that starts on the bench in this one. I don't think he will, but he might. Did you get round to getting a Kamada? Nope. Nope, I did not. Agent Cooper. Hopefully catch a wee bit of off-season discount. Yeah, I'm going to go with Oyarzabal. And probably just Captain Lopez for just the AA of a defender. And then we go bottom target. See if we cross our fingers on that one. Yeah, okay, I'm quite happy with how all this is shaking out. Oh, I've received an offer. Now, we may have a wee card to give away, guys. Oh, we do. We've got a wee card to give away. Guys, we're at 43 likes. We're half an hour to the deadline, right? We've got a lovely wee limited place for nonce. So we'll be giving him away today. But I need us to get to 67 likes. We're only at 43. Can we get to 67? That's what we need, guys. Get us to 67 likes, and we'll give this card away. Oh, we'll be giving it away anyway. But we'll do it when we get to the like count. We'll hit it then. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Yeah. That's it, transferring through. Thanks very much, UKZ, for the donation. I'm sure that's Jordan. Thanks very much, my man, for supporting the channel, supporting the community, and all that good stuff. We don't need to see last weekend's scores just yet. But yeah, I'm happy with this team. I think this team could win. That's cool. I think these teams are serviceable. I'm not changing that all-star lineup, any of them. Under 23s has had a nice adjustment on Intel. So is the Celtic lineups. We've actually got, I don't think it's, the Wallacott, double Wallacott's a wee bit shaky, right? But we need to double Wallacott and double Hart. Oh, doesn't it just make you fear for your life? So we've done that. Now let's have a look at this rare setup again, right? So we're going all black. Let's say Pacheco. Let's say he gets 90 in a game like this, and that kind of helps us score out a little bit. And then, yeah, we can take Danny P. Barrenechea. And then Guedes or Hamari. I think I probably want to take Guedes just in case. I would be gutted if I didn't play him, to be quite frank with you. So, yeah, we'll go Pacheco and Barrenechea, captain him. This is a bit of a hedge, I suppose, on the Girona play. That's cool. Don't mind a wee bit of that. As long as we don't get relegated, that's a good strategy. And then that'll take us to 240 rare. Now we're mid-targeting this thing all the time as much as we can, and we're doing pretty well at it. Sean John on a 47, 15% goalkeeper is a huge enabler. We've seen Amundsen and Chanot are both on to start. Amundsen's last two games have been quite disappointing by his standards, it must be said. Have they both been away, perhaps? No, one at home and one away. How's he been doing for minutes? So that's off the bench, that's fine. And then what about this game against Cincy? Conceded 2 goals, which is probably hurt his score a little bit. So there's Amundsen. And then we've got Big Chanot, who doesn't really drop below that 45 range, does he? When he's 55 range, when he's absolutely on it. LAFC, yes, St. Louis are probably... Who has the worst attack? St. Louis or Montreal? Let's confer to the table. Who scores the least amount of goals? And then we're going to reference that against form as well. So far this season, St. Louis have scored 18 and 11, which isn't... something to be frowned upon, certainly. And then it was Montreal was the other team. And then Montreal, at the moment, have scored 15 and 11. So none of them are great. And then let's look at home, because both these teams are at home. St. Louis, 9 goals in 6 home games. And Montreal are 6 and 3. Okay, so that's not bad, certainly. And then let's look at form. Over the last 5 games, St. Louis have scored 7 in the last 5, and Montreal have scored 7 in the last 5 as well, but conceding 10, and St. Louis conceded 4. So St. Louis, a bit tougher at home. Does that mean there's more passes? Both of them are on 15%. I wonder if I can get both of them in. I've got Hamari, I've got some cheaper options. When we double back to this, we'll see what other options we've got and who takes priority. No standouts in midfield. Not even any mad cheap standouts or anything. So I think we have to... Yeah, we probably need to take a McGregor at 53 points, which is fine. In attack, we've got some lovely options. Daizen Maeda on 46 is probably the best points per pound. So I think we take a Daizen Maeda in here as well. And that leaves us with 94. So if we do take one of those 50 scoring defenders, it leaves us with 44 points, which isn't much. I don't think we have anyone sub 44. So let's just plug the Chanot in. Let's see who that would leave us with available. Hamari. Doesn't give us much room for manoeuvre. Who would we ideally want in there? It's maybe Forrest on 54. That's 10 more points to get. Or Giakoumakis. That's 8 more points to get. Kyogo for 6 more points. So do we have any concessions we can make in defence to make that happen? Hamari. I think Hamari really does diminish the quality of the team. Because Chanot can score for 2 guys the way he plays. I think if we put in... Wow, yeah, none of these guys are... Yeah, Hamari really, isn't it? So... Yeah, it's Hamari. Unless we do something wild, like taking Kunku from the bench, or Becker from the bench, or Palmer from the bench. I'm going to stick with Hamari. Leaves us with 8 points overall. Does that leave us room to upgrade anyone's? Probably not required. I'm going to captain Chanot for the peak potential on him. And then we go mid-target. Cool. Now I can play 220 because we have some limited keepers playing as well. So I'm going to go with Gunn on 51. And then we're going to do affordable only rares. We've got expensive defenders, which we know already. We've used that Hamari, who was cheaper. So we kind of really need to use the Amundsen here. In midfield, Forrest is probably going to be too expensive. We can't use Parks. But where the hell is this Sands? Where the hell is Sands in training, perhaps? Used in our lineup. Oh, is maybe Sands... What is his price at 53? Yeah, he's a bit too expensive for these modes. Lennon Miller on 47. Look at Kang En Lee on 46. So with this being 220, we could play Zakarian in here. I like that. I like playing Zaki in here. But 42 points, I don't know. I think he could... Yeah, let's stick with him, right? And then in attack, we need somebody cheap. We don't really have anyone that's cheap and exciting. So we will need to spend points, I think, on a Kyogo or an Andrade. Andrade is so much cheaper, but he's probably not going to deliver the score. Can we squeeze Kyogo in and make an alteration somewhere? I think we kind of need that. In midfield, I'm quite happy at putting Kunku in here, to be honest with you, so how cheap he is. And then Savage isn't on to play. Yeah, we kind of need Amundsen. And then that leaves us with 34. Do we have any? Yeah, we do. We've got Abada, who's not been playing. We've got Alfredo Morales, not to be confused with the other one. Bronholm. Did we maybe just put this guy in? Did he start the last game? He did. Let's have a wee peek at that. Game week, games, projected lineups. How far away to the deadline? 25 minutes. We should do okay. Let's have a look at Norway. Do we have Norway? We do. And then Rosenborg. Yeah, I don't see my guy here. When those guys questionable. How reliable is this? These are questions. Reliability is high. So where's my wee guy? Braunholm, 60%, 40%. Reliability high. Tanskef, 70%. Tagsef. So is he on that team? Tagsef. Yeah, he is. In defence. Interesting. I might play my wee guy in that one. How cheap is he? Is he mad cheap? 31. If we play him, yeah, it doesn't really give us any room to upgrade in Kunku. But it's him or Alfredo Morales, who is pretty rubbish. And who are they playing? KF. Playing this guy. Screw it. And Captain Amundsen. Sure. Midfield is very weak in this team, isn't it? But at least we've got a good striker, a good defender, a good keeper. So as long as it gets moving, then that's kind of the main thing, isn't it? Now, I did list a 270, and I put Marshall as the keeper, just to use the handcuff, actually deploy the handcuff, you know. But I don't actually have another defender here used in our lineup. Do we have one in defence that we're forgetting about? Not in defence, sorry, in training. Ralston, we don't think is going to play. Thiago Martins. Yeah, Thiago Martins we've got. I'll probably call upon him for this. Yeah. Thiago Martins, we can slide in here. And then let's see. Yeah, we could play like the likes of Sands. Let's see if there's anyone else quite prominent that's found himself in training. We've got a Champion Edition Forest, which I think we could put in. And then an attack, we've got Giacomakis. Yeah, that's good. And then that leaves us with all the points we would want. And who's the best player either in training or not used yet? Maybe Sands. We've used Forest. We can't play two Forests yet. Sands is there. We've used all our McGregors and stuff. We've got Miller. And then we've got Andrade in China. Kang In Lee. Okay, so I don't think Sands is going to score that great. I don't think Thiago Andrade is going to score that great either. But Thiago Andrade could... This is for a handcuff team. I need to remember that as well. Let's just put Andrade in. They're playing 5th in the table. What's their defensive record like before I just sign that off? China. Where the hell are you? China. Thanks to everyone that's watching this, guys. We're at 54 likes. We do have a card that's been given away. We'll be giving that away at 67 likes. Come on, we're almost there, guys. Get the luck in for me. Get the luck in for you for this game week. We're getting boxes tonight. We don't want them to be crap. You don't want DNPs this game week. Taishan have conceded 14 and 11 at home, 9 and 6. Cool. Yeah, so I know Andrade's team are mince, but that's something that gives me hope. And I'd probably captain Forest. Nice wee hedge there. Awesome. I think that's kind of all she wrote for my team, certainly. Training lineups haven't been disrupted too much, except for this one. And we can just pop someone in here, can't we? Like Galan. And then we've got one more team we can slide out for training. For that triple XP. So we'll have 3s and goals. Maybe Starfelt? Rare Starfelt or super rare Starfelt? Let's go super rare, it's more important, isn't it? And then any super rares that didn't make the cut. So we've got Yanghill. No, we're not bored about any of them. Any rares? Palma. I want Palma to be... Yeah, let's get Palma in training. And then last man to go. We could do Parks. We could do Becker. I'm probably going to edge towards Becker. No, I'm going to edge towards Parks actually, because I've got utility for him in the summer. Save that. Awesome. Right, guys. I'm feeling quite good about the readjustments, the realignments of some of the teams. We've not changed this team, but Barcelona ball for that division has become somewhat improved with the Valencia Villarreal connection of Guedes and Parejo. We've got Pacheco and Baranachea, the next gen guys. Love a bit of that. No challenger teams, all contender. Quinny, have you thought about using some of those players in limited lineups? I don't have any of them actually with playing goalkeepers. Well, I do have the threes. I did think about this last night, and I think I probably will be doing it kind of when the modes go and change over and whatever. Do we maybe let's give it a wee punt? Classic limited. I'm not even ranked for this, am I? So I'm going to be in the bottom division. Using in our lineup. So we're looking at threes. Tavon Gray. Sands. O'Toole. Magno, super sub. Keaton Parks, super sub. Larson, super sub. That's a good limited team, isn't it? Let's just do that. Captain Sands. Sure, let's do it. We'll fix those training lineups so we've just put holes in. Why not? D5 limited, bring it on. If we win something, we'll be giving it away, obviously. But yeah, let's go for it. We'll fix these training lineups now that I've now got holes in them. So Baraz, I can take that wee spot. And then we're missing some guys that are in this team now. So let's see in defence. Let's put Anderson in here. Works. I'm just seeing these NG games that aren't actually getting training. So I think that last training team, this one, will probably just bin it. I'm not going to use Ilinich or these guys yet, but I've got like, yeah, Quatra super, Ayer super, Angelino super, not getting trained yet. So let's put Quatra in. So he's got a European final. We've got Goretzka, the man, obviously. We've got Cunha. Yeah, let's get these guys thrown in. We just do super rare filter. Christie. Boom. Yeah, let's slide that in as the last training team then. Awesome. Guys, this is my game week. I've got cards everywhere, man. I'm even playing a bloody limited lineup. Any J1 teams, I've only got the Tanny. Raul, Rodrigo, fist bump tees. The real nose, fist bump. Quick question. If a player is showing a 65% bench on Sorare data, that means that 35% of the experts are predicting them to start, right? Yes. But what you want to reference that against is like kind of the actual picture of the game, because maybe the system kind of glitches against us here. But if I can find someone in that position, 60%, yeah. So the other 40, it's you know, half say this, half say that. Reliability high, high, high. Is high the highest? I'll try to click on this earlier because sometimes it was saying expert on some of them. I don't know if that's got the same rating. So let's have a look at like a Prem one. Yeah, high is what these ones are. So as long as you've got that, I think. Yeah, so it's torn. It's torn between them in that regard. Timo Werner's managed to get into training. Maybe slide him out. Don't really need to worry about him between now and a wee while. Get the wee limited Sesko. We're probably giving him away soon, so that's probably folly. Let's put Tony in training. Let's do that. The player is Casio. Let's have a look. No, what we want to do is this, sorry. And then look at it from Connor Libertadores, is it? Where are Corinthians? Sudamericana. Corinthians Argentinos. I think Casio comes in. 63% say bench. So it's either going to be a guy that's not carded. That's a tough one, mate. Because there's no alternative player. I think, yeah, you take that as he's going to start, mate. That's what I would do. It's a big game. He's the best like keeper in their history and all that nonsense. I think if he's available, he plays. End of story. Oh, Scott Marshall with intel. He wants to leave. Doubt he plays. Wow, I didn't know that. SD ain't experts, so are they? I thought it was just people picking. Yeah, but there is people that are proven to be right, and that's who they value at this late stage. So we're kind of playing with it as we see it in front of us, guys. I've tried my best to get expert sources where available, and there is more out there. We'll do our best. But this is just a last wee minute. Guys, I didn't expect to go this long. We're 12 minutes to the deadline. We've only got 58 likes. I'm trying to give you a card, guys. Can we get our phone out of our pocket? Can you change the tab? Hit the like button. Help the stream, help the channel. We'll be back later tonight live for rewards and box openings and all the rest of it. So if we don't get to 67 likes on this stream, we'll be giving it away there. So if you're here right now and you want to win it, you've not hit that like button already, do it. Avispa. Let's have a wee peek at that. So we've got 90% on Nagashi, 10% on Murakami. So I'm probably going to think Nagashi is the way to go on that one. Fist bump against Scott Marshall with intel. Excuse me, sorry. Forgot to hit the mute button. There we go. Right, guys, we're at 65. Great run up. We need 2 more. Let's get it done, guys. We're only 10 minutes to the deadline. Let's get it done, guys. Let's get it done. Teams are locked and loaded. I'm feeling really... I said that a minute ago. I'm feeling really good now about the wee adjustments we've managed to make. The teams I'm getting out. Like that 220 should be winning. As long as Wallacott doesn't shit the bed again. That 240 hitting low target is not unimaginable. So that's kind of cool for the kind of the long shot, you know, pieces of the gallery that I don't quite have the keepers to carry, even though I've got so much going on this midweek. That 270 is a handcuff, whatever. 240. It's kind of good for mid target, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it can be made to be any better. Same with this 220. So yeah, we'll see how they rock out. Academy teams or whatever. All-Star, we're swinging for the fences, but with both teams, like, we really want to get right high. I want this team to be top 5. That's the objective. With a 15% Heber, you know, and everything else that this team's got, it's absolutely popping. I've trusted it as... Didn't realise how that's how SD worked. I've never trusted it as I thought it was just picking and guessing. Yeah, so, like, towards, like, the end... So I think Laird says, like, a few hours before the deadline. I think it's probably, like, dawn of the deadline day. They take the top 10 people who have, like, proven time and again to be, like, hit the money, hit the nail on the head, be on the money, whatever the expression is I'm trying to explain. So they've been incentivizing people, obviously, by doing rewards. They continue to do so. So I think once you get to the 11th hour, it can be useful, but it's not going to be reactive to news. Like somebody reported earlier, Messi didn't make the first set of training, which maybe raises some doubts over his involvement in the midweek, for an example. So we still need to be on top of news. But if you are just trying to find obscure projections, like Norway, I think it's kind of good, you know. At this stage of the season, I see anything as a bonus. Well, you've not had the same season as me, mate. Celtic have been doing fuck all. This is, I've got to bag this week, you know, got to, man. Trying to decide between Div 1 v Div 2 champ for SR for my second team. More places paid in D2, but less money available. You've got to go for where the bigger pot is, mate, because also, if that team does well and gets promoted, then you've got 2 D1 teams. So I don't... Oh, for your second... So is it your second SR team? you've already got a D1 team, you have the option to play second team in D1 or D2, or is it team 1 is cap 240, and then what do I do with my second team? Answer me that, and then I'll be able to help you. Messi, Busquets, and Suarez missed the first training session, but it's a derby. Unless they're injured, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. But Intel isn't, you get what I'm saying. But the Sorare data projections won't be reactive. Just as an example, But Gaza again on point with the Intel. Yeah, I have 2 D1 and a D2. So the strength of the team, if you're asking that question, it's probably maybe not going to hit as hard at D1 you suspect. Had 3 D1 last week, but got really, yeah. I'd maybe go and get that third team back promoted then, mate, to be honest with you. Because if you're not looking at the team saying, oh, I've got 2 D1 entries, that tells me maybe the quality of the second team. You're like, oh, don't want to get another team relegated, Just go to D2, try and get promoted with that team. Foden, Captain Foden, I guess. Mate, if your second team is get super rare Captain Foden in it, then yeah, I think you're just here for a humble brag. Love it, but I'm here for it. Love it to bits. Under 23 I'm hyped for. And then, yeah, the Celtic teams, man, we just want to rinse all these divisions, get all the boxes. Friday night should be absolutely popping on the channel, guys. We're 7 minutes to the deadline. We have hit the target, guys. We are at 68 likes. Thanks very much to all these for supporting the bench. I was reading the comment there about Messi coming off the bench for 30 minutes and getting 100. I was going to say thanks for supporting from the bench, but you guys aren't on the bench. You guys are in the terraces singing the songs and giving the players on the pitch the extra motivation they need to go and get those decisives. So yeah, we have a giveaway card. We're going to give it away now. It'll be random shouts in the chat, right? We'll do the thing. And it's a Marcus Coco. Nice wee forward card here. Kindly donated to us by Jordan UKC so rare. Thanks very much again. It's not worth very much, but he's been doing Jordan a wee service for the last 3 months. He's got some scores he can deliver if you know when to play him. Once or twice in a blue moon. They're getting relegated, I think, so maybe he becomes even better. Okay, so what should the question be? I'm just trying to think. What did we touch on in the beginning of the stream? Or what were we kind of messing about with in terms of any intel and stuff like that? Or we're referencing... Okay, here's what we'll do, right? Here is what we will do. We have referenced quite a few times in the show today last night's match between Barcelona and Real Sociedad. What I want to know from you guys, right, is just the surname. Just the surname by itself, right? I want to know, in last night's game, Barcelona 2, Real Sociedad 0, who was the highest scoring player? Surname only. First correct answer gets that wee cheeky Marcus Coco. We tease there with the right answer. We've got one in rapid, but it's not right. Who was the highest scoring player? Everyone's away. Tommy Burns. Everyone's away checking. Everyone's away. Oh, who was this? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Rafinha, I think, got man of the match, by the way. Rafinha looked really good in the game. And Gundogan was going from strength to strength, I think, at Barcelona. And it's a tight one when you look at it. You've got to double check because Ter Stegen brought in a 76 in this game as well. But yeah, guys, if you haven't guessed it already, we do have the correct answer. It was Lamine Yamal. Now, his goal is clinical. It's slick. It's not like a mazy run or anything like that. But when he hit the back of the net, I was like, wow, he is the real deal. Proper composure, arrow precision for the shot. Absolutely fantastic. So, Lamine Yamal with 1 goal, 24 all around. Now, this is the thing you want with a guy like this. 6 contests won. Criminal how few points that is for how crazy a statistic that is, which has resulted in 5 positive duels, 1 tackle, 1 interception. Where's all the points came from? 10 here. Billed 5 times as well. Attempted assist, shot on target, all the rest of it. Great to see that 8A climb. Rafinha not too far behind. 2 shots on target, 5 penalty area entries, duel 1 and contest 1, nowhere near as impressive as young Yamal here. But he's done pretty well overall. I think he was man of the match on the night, but Yamal is the correct answer. So who was the first one? The first answer that came in was Mikel Merino from Johnny TH. But the first one that was the correct answer was Jonathan Gargi. Congratulations, mate. And then we had Sorare Holland and Luke Williams close behind before we had me, SSV, chanting Rafinha, who was the man of the match. But yeah, good luck to everyone this game week. Jonathan Gargi, you're the winner. I'll get that shipped over to you. I know your name out account and all that good stuff. So that's fantastic, mate. Congratulations. And yeah, good luck to everyone this game week. Let me know before we finish. We'll be finishing in a wee minute. But let me know, what game are you watching? What division are you attacking? Have you got one team? Have you got lots of teams? What's going on? Do we do... Very close, look. Very close, mate. Next time. Offer has been sent, Gargy, so that should be with you post-haste. But yeah, I'm tempted to maybe do another wee midweek stream. Oh, we're at the magic number, guys. 69 likes. You know it's going to be a good game week now, don't you? No one else likes the stream. Okay. Spurs Man City tonight, of course. Celtic Killy. What else are big ones? All the Spanish matches I'm really looking forward to as well. But up the NYC stack. Yeah, NYC's a sneaky one, but I don't think it'll be good. Philly away is a hard game. But if they get the result, they'll score really, really well. But yeah, guys, thanks very much. And I look forward to catching up with all you guys later on today and throughout the week. And yeah. Didn't get news on Jorge Grant. 1 minute left. What news about Jorge Grant? You've got time. You've got time, mate. 1 minute left. We're at the deadline. Good luck to everyone this game week, and I'll see you tonight.